Hey everyone! So a year ago I made a little video that sparked a lot of conversations. Top 10 reasons not to move to Charlottesville. So far there's over like 21,000 views. If you've seen it, you know it wasn't all rainbows and sunshines. And guess what? Some of those reasons are still absolutely spot on, but some things have changed since last year. So it's time for an update. Today, I'm sharing the updated edition of Top 10 Reasons Not to Move to Charlottesville. And trust me, if you thought the first list gave you pause, wait till you hear what is new this year. Let's dive in. Number one, well, that's still going to be the weather. Virginia weather, Charlottesville weather can just flat out be unpredictable. Virginia's weather is something you're either going to love or you're going to hate. It can be unpredictable, hot, humid summers and relatively mild winters, but occasional cold snaps and sudden snowstorms. And if you're not used to humidity, the summers here and even the falls can feel pretty intense, especially in July and August. And honestly, currently we're in October and it's still bubbling with the humidity. Plus, we just witnessed a stretch of rain that lasted over 10 days and caused horrific flooding and actually shut down many of our roads in Charlottesville and for several days, including the schools. Now, we absolutely do get all four seasons. The problem is sometimes all four seasons, it seems, can appear in the same day, starting with a cool, crisp morning, warming up by lunch, and then flat out being hot and miserable in the afternoon, only to start to cool off so you can enjoy your afternoon outside around the fire pit. Now, the great news is our weather also allows us to enjoy the outdoors, honestly, for 8 to 9 months comfortably throughout the year. For a very short time do we actually have temperatures that are so cold that we cannot go outside. And it depends on how you accept the cold and the heat for that matter. Shoot, you might be enjoying your patio for all 12 months. Okay, next up, let's talk cost of living. Always a huge hotbed topic because everybody who lives here screams about it, but I want you to take it in perspective. Charlottesville is definitely going to be more expensive than similar towns, same size, within the Commonwealth of Virginia. But when you start looking at our cost of living compared to other areas around the country, we actually fall just above the national average. So if you think having all of this, having access to the university, having access to the healthcare, having access to the scenery, to the leisure, to the everything, does it come at a premium? The honest answer is yes, it's going to come to a premium or in at a premium. But here's what I want you to know. This is why you need to reach out to me, because there are areas around the Charlottesville area that are easy access to Charlottesville, easy commuting, considered part of the community, and they actually fall below the national average. And this is why you have got to reach out to me. You may never know about these surrounding areas, and you may look at the city of Charlottesville and think, holy crap, I can't live there. Most people don't live in the city of Charlottesville. Most people honestly live in one of the communities surrounding the city of Charlottesville proper. Again, why you need to reach out to me. Number 3 on our list, well, big city. Charlottesville is still not a big city. Now, we still have that metropolitan flair, but Charlottesville has been growing rapidly. And while this can be great for the local economy, it's starting to lose some of this small town charm. New developments are popping up all over, and many locals have voiced concerns about the rapid urbanization. If you're going to move here for the small town vibe, you might find that pace of new construction, whether it's residential neighborhoods, commercial centers, or infrastructure projects, take away from that once close-knit, quieter community that you're dreaming of. Next on our list, let's talk about traffic. Charlottesville's traffic has not gotten any better either. While it's not the kind of bumper to bumper traffic you'd find in a major city, certain areas can get pretty congested. The roads just weren't designed for the growth, and especially during rush hour traffic, football weekends, and getting around can be frustrating at times. Now, the funniest part about that is issues are cleared up and made better. We're actually hearing more and more complaints. Perfect example is the newest roundabout off of Hydraulic Road. This I'm not making up. One of the deadliest areas that it has undergone a major traffic shift. In addition, it's actually one of our area's first double lane traffic circles. Now, here's what I'll say about it. I think it's a huge improvement. But again, it does seem like our Charlottesville, Albemarle government, VDOT and everything really do seem to be leading into traffic circles and switchback diamond intersections at some fairly major roads. So again, if not your cup of tea, then you may want to talk to me about living in an outlying area of Charlottesville. But again, this is why you got to reach out. It's not always about being in city of Charlottesville. Remember, that's a really small footprint. There's plenty of options all around. All right, what's up next? So are you loving the updates? Well, still thinking about living in Charlottesville? Reach out to me and let's chat to see where is going to be the best fit for you. As a realtor who has grown up in this area, moved away, come back, and lived in several different counties, I know Charlottesville. Okay, moving on. Number 5 on our list, let's just say, no snow here. For the past several years, we have been promised and sworn that we're going to see snow on the ground. Well, it's really never accumulated more than a few flurries flying in the air. So my honest feedback is, if you are a snow bunny and you need that for your lifestyle, Charlottesville is going to be a big no-go. So here's what happens. The forecasters will call for 1 to 3 inches, maybe 2 to 4, to happen the following day or maybe the following afternoon. The sun can be out, it can be in the 40s, not a flake or cloud in sight, but instantly 2 things are going to happen. Everything is going to start shutting down, including the schools for the next day. And everybody's going to rush to the closest store that they can find to make sure that they're buying gallons of milk, toilet paper, and loaves of bread. And I guess you could also put eggs on that. So my guess is maybe everybody's making French toast tomorrow while they're home from school. I don't know. Okay, next up, well, this one is talking about food and what we do and what we don't have. The big thing I'm going to tell you is this has actually gotten worse. Yes, we're talking first, let's talk national chains, because a lot of people, a lot of families depend on having access to certain foods wherever they are. So yes, we have McDonald's. Yes, we have Arby's. Yes, we have Subway. But in the past few years, it has actually, the selection of chains has actually dissipated. I think we have one Wendy's left. I don't think we have any Hardee's. There's no Red Lobster. There's no Whataburgers. There's no In-N-Outs. Nothing like that here. Now, the other thing, talking about sit-down restaurants, now we've never had many of the sit-down restaurants. We've never had Cracker Barrel. We've never had Olive Garden. We've never had any of those. Again, we just need to enjoy them when we're traveling. And quite honestly, no one really misses them when you're living in Charlottesville. With our local selections, things like Bodo's, Al Capone, and others, things that you're not going to find anywhere else. But man, they are so much better. And quite honestly, I think much cheaper. You're just going to have great options that are not going to be found anywhere else. Next up, public transportation. Again, now this one has not really changed at all. There's been a few additions and a few modifications, but in general, if you currently live in a city with robust public transportation, you'll definitely notice a lack of options here in Charlottesville. Charlottesville's public transportation system is limited. And while there are buses and trolleys and a few rideshare options, it's just not as convenient as what you might find in a larger metropolitan area. So your options are going to be limited. Most people here in the Charlottesville and definitely the surrounding counties are going to be relying on their cars. So if you're someone who doesn't drive or you prefer mass transit, I'm telling you right now, Charlottesville is going to be a really tough adjustment. But we're not podunk. We do have CAT and the UVA transportation. CAT is our Charlottesville Albemarle bus system, and they have the large buses, they have the trolleys. They actually just launched a micro CAT, which is very similar to a ride share, but we do have Uber, we do have Lyft. So you're not going to be stuck anywhere. But I'm just saying, if it's something that you're used to or that you require for your lifestyle, you might want to reconsider. Now, I'm sure many of you are like, well, why is that such a big deal? Charlottesville is a major destination, especially during the fall for leaf peeping, apple picking, football games. So it can get really overwhelmed in our area. We have 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in our area. One is Monticello, which is home to Thomas Jefferson, and the other one is actually going to be the University of Virginia Rotunda. So that brings millions of people into the area. Why is that such a big deal? Because honestly, Charlottesville is not even 50,000 people. Now, when you add in the outerlying area where we consider Charlottesville to include, it's still not that huge. But a couple of million people coming into the area, well, so whether it's leaf peeping, graduation, football weekends, or wine festivals, we can see a lot of tourists. When it's great for the economy, it can also mean crowded restaurants, longer lines, more traffic. For example, here on Carter's Mountain, where I'm filming this, and it's absolutely stunning, because it's prime tourism season, I actually had to purchase an admittance ticket before I was even allowed to come up here. So that's something that we just don't have to deal with any other time of the year. So again, it can really impact. If you're someone who enjoys the quieter side of life, this sudden influx of people during peak seasons might actually get really frustrating to you. So another, right on the heels of number 8 and tourism, is going to actually be the other huge influence on our population. Number 9 on the list of the reasons you may not want to think about living in Charlottesville, Virginia, the UVA student population. So another factor to consider is actually the large student population from the University of Virginia. Now, while UVA brings in a lot of energy, culture to the town, a lot of jobs, money, it has some downsides as well. During the school year, the influx of students can actually create a bottleneck as far as things such as traffic, overcrowded restaurants, overcrowded amenities, overused amenities, things like that. And honestly, a big one that we hear the most complaints about is going to be the demand for rental properties. And it can also really drive up the price of housing in our area as well. So UVA, pluses and minuses. So it's really a double-edged sword. UVA is a huge part of what makes Charlottesville thrive. But if you're not part of the university community, it can feel a bit overwhelming at times. Number 10, I hate to tell you, shopping. Charlottesville offers some amazing local businesses, boutiques, unique shops, but it is by far not a retail hub. If you're someone who loves having access to a wide range of big box stores, luxury shopping, or a variety of amenities like entertainment complexes, you're going to be disappointed. For those of you who require that in your lifestyle, you're probably going to find yourself needing to drive to Richmond, which is only about an hour away, or up to the DC, Northern Virginia area. So the Charlottesville shopping scene is definitely more focused on small, independent stores, which are absolutely wonderful, but limited. Of course, we have Target, we have Walmart, we have Kohl's, but you know what? But our mall is being torn down currently and is becoming a Home Depot. So that should tell you all you need to know. So there you have it, folks, an updated look at the 10 reasons not to move to the Charlottesville, Virginia area. But remember, while these may be reasons to hesitate, they actually don't outweigh the incredible benefits of living in such a beautiful and vibrant area. Every city is going to have its pros and cons, and Charlottesville is no different. Oh, wait. Forgot one final one. Forgot the last thing. If you are still not a fan of hot, fresh apple cider donuts, oh, and flatland, Charlottesville may not be the right place for you. Cheers. All right, well, that's it. There's your update. I'm going to actually finish up my Bold Rock and head back into the office. If I can help you with anything in living in Charlottesville, please make sure you reach out, send me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call. Or you know what, if there's something you want to see or an update you want to hear, please leave a comment below. And again, would love to see your thumbs up for all the strange looks I'm getting because I'm talking to you and everybody's wondering who I'm talking to. So cheers.